Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ZombiesLvBacon podcast, episode 35. Coming at you from it's not even a lockdown Melbourne anymore. It's just Melbourne. We're coming at you from Melbourne on a cold, wet, and rainy, shitty day. I'm joined again today by Shelby. Hello.
Hi. I've got a full bottle of wine in my right hand, and I'm ready to go.
That's it. I just popped your cork.
You did.
Also joined today is Takt Jess.
I only have a coffee.
I am drinking Pepsi Max.
Hey.
Actually, I have a Coke next to me too. I should pop that open.
A Coke and a coffee. Spoiled. I actually drank 2 liters of iced coffee today.
Lucky.
Why?
Well, I like
Is that
iced
why
coffee.
You bought extra toilet paper?
What?
Coffee makes people poop.
Not everyone.
It's true. Coffee does make people
It's a
poop.
diuretic, but yeah, that's fine.
It is a diuretic, so it is everyone, even the people who lie to themselves and say that coffee doesn't give them the case of the morning shits.
It doesn't make me poop any more than I already poop.
You already poop a lot.
I'm full of shit. What can I say? Anyway, thanks for derailing the podcast 0.03.
Podcast is already
You haven't even drank the wine yet. Why are you out of control?
I'm happy the week is finished. I'm out of whack.
What a fucking week. What a week. Shelby, what have you been up to this week?
Man, just work. Just like constant projects. Every time I'm in a meeting with like all of my coworkers and like I casually mention, hey, we should do this. My boss turns around and goes, that's now a project and that's your responsibility.
Well, stop saying that.
I know that I'm making like Miro boards and spreadsheets, and then I'm running a class for the rest of my team on how to make spreadsheets effectively.
Oh.
Then this week they're like, hey, we need you to make a PowerPoint presentation about yourself and present like an intro to you at the team meeting this Friday. And that was horrifying. It took me too long to even make the PowerPoint, let alone have to present it in a meeting. Anyway, then one of my coworkers comes into the end of Friday, like 30 minutes ago, so goes, hey guys, I got diagnosed with COVID. She's been in the office all week where no one is wearing masks, even though they should be. So that's going to be like 30 of our team are going to be first close cases or whatever it's going to be. And then I bet some of them are going to get COVID. So good thing I didn't go into the office this week like I wanted to. But yeah, everything's broken. But yeah. I did good this week.
Cool. So Jess, what have you been up to this week?
You gotta yell while you say it. You gotta get animated.
You don't have to.
I'm not gonna yell. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me just fine.
We can. Yes, definitely.
Honestly, it's not been too bad for me. It's the final week of university for the semester, so.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So look out, all you non-uni people. The school kids are gonna be out.
Okay.
You make it sound like we should be afraid of you.
I'm like, I think uni kids are pretty much the same all year round.
Does she know something we don't? Like,
I don't know. I just spend all day studying and just going through, but then I see all these kids that are like drinking and going, I don't need to study, and then they fail.
Oh, you think they're gonna let loose next week when they legitimately don't have to study?
Exactly right.
Yeah, I don't know. In my experience, like, because I've always lived near a university, like quite a large one. It's even bigger these days. Although it's got less kids in it because there's no international students. Anyway, it's like goes exams, and then like the day after exams, they all get blotto, and then the day after that, they all fuck off home, and then there's no one left in the suburb. They literally all just pack their shit and leave. And it's like, oh, guess we'll see you all again next year.
Bye.
It's like a weird time because, like, you know, uni kids, they just sort of, you know, the Macca's is packed, you can never find a park, the bars are full, and then they all just fuck off and there's no one there, and it's quite nice actually. But
I used to love living near a university when I was in Sydney. I lived near UNSW, and just because being in that proximity to a uni, and you're in the uni town, all of the food around there, and a lot of it was like Asian food because we had a lot of Asian students, was cheap.
Yeah.
As well as people would look at me because I was around the same age and they would just give me the student discount without asking.
Yeah, so, I mean, for the like first 10 years of like living in Melbourne. I wasn't a uni kid, but like all my friends were going to uni and whatever, and I just went with them everywhere. Uni, like my local bar that I used to go to 2 to 3 times a week. I'm not an alcoholic. Was a uni bar, and like it was just full of uni kids, and they all knew each other from school, and I was just the random guy that came there and drank beer. But it was fun. It's great. But then they all fuck off home around Christmas. So
you know what's a good
and then just one last thing. Working in a hardware store at like this time of year, we get nothing but uni kids trying to patch holes in walls.
Good point. I never thought about that.
So, yeah.
Obviously not right now because COVID has made a lot of uni students not be here. But I guess typically.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I was going to segue because you said good drinks when you sit there drinking beer. We had good drinks the other day at Fortress Melbourne.
I mean, someone got a bit fancy with their drinks, that's for sure.
Cocktails. They had really good cocktails.
So
that first one I had, the green one, was straight up candy.
Yeah, let's backtrack a sec, because what we're talking about is there's a gaming bar that opened up in Melbourne called Fortress. When they announced Fortress, it sounded like too good to be true. It's 3 stories of gaming everything. And like it's a bar plus esports arena plus like LAN room plus arcade. It's a lot of things, right? Hyped it up massively, getting like heap of creators involved and everything else. Opened it up, and then 2 weeks later we went into lockdown, so they had to close the doors. And then we were in lockdown all of pretty much last year up until like Christmas, where they let us out of lockdown for like 2 months, and Fortress got to open up finally. Only to go into lockdown again earlier this year. So they haven't really had a really good run. But they try, and they've got a Discord, and they try to keep an online presence, I guess, to keep it up. But now that as of last week, they're finally open again, proper, with no plans to close anytime soon. I mean, I don't think they ever plan to close, but they actually, and I think we talked about it on the podcast. They invited me to an event a few weeks back. An online tournament, and basically the deal was I can either play both games or one game. It's over 2 days, over the weekend. It was either Fortnite or Warzone, and I don't play either of those games. And I was like, damn, I really love Fortress, but I don't like these games. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to give this a pass. Anyway, I messaged him and I said, look, really love you guys, would love to get involved with you guys, but this isn't for me. Keep me in mind for anything in the future, blah blah blah. So then they messaged me last week and said, we're officially opening up. We'd love to get you to come down. We'll share some drinks. If you want to come to an event or whatever, even if it's a paid one, we'll hook you up with tickets, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, sounds sick. I'm like, I see you've got a Pokemon party coming up. And they were like, yeah, well, that's a free event. You don't even have to pay for that. You can just sign up.
I like that you picked the free event, even though
I'm like, yeah, but Pokemon event.
Yeah, Pokemon. Come on.
We went in. So we've been there once before. So we went back. We got food. Food was great. Drinks.
We talked about hot dogs on last week's podcast, and I found like the best one. It was like a Kransky and a brioche bun, and it was really nice.
It was good. They make just good, quick, decent priced food, and it's good. And they make some they make those dangerous cocktails that are nothing but alcohol but taste like lollies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had the Vila's Venom, which was like a bright green, but like tasted just purely of sugar and like candy flavor. And then the second one I had was called Cadath's Fire or Cadath's Flame, and they used like ice to make it look like it was on fire, and it was good too.
I was low key upset that it wasn't on fire, but I understand why it's not.
You wanted a flaming mo. That's what you wanted.
Oh, I mean, definitely being in the bar with had flaming mo's before, and it's a little side note, don't stand there taking photos of a glass on fire because it makes the glass really hot, and then when you sip out of that glass, you burn your lips. Anyway, lesson learned. Never forget that one. Mm-hmm. So on top of that, so for the Pokemon party, so we're in the tavern area, which is down the very bottom of I want to say like a complex, really. You go upstairs, and they got a full esports arena where they were showing the first Pokemon movie. Which I want to talk about in a second, because there's a few things that I've forgotten about that I just really want to bring up. But we also had alcoholic slushies as well. We got the Pikachu.
Hold on, I want to pause you right there. They weren't alcoholic.
Sure?
They were not alcoholic. They were just $19 expensive drinks. Just
I don't
because
know,
the
fucking
first two
delicious.
just because the first two cocktails we had tasted like they were not alcoholic, even though they were. That one wasn't. It was just really expensive.
It was really
good, though.
delicious, though.
Yeah, it was good, but definitely no alcohol in
Well,
that.
it goes to show that it doesn't have to be alcoholic to be delicious. Anyway, so there was a lot of people, fair few people in cosplay even. It was almost a sold out event from what I could tell in terms of like seats and got stuff going. A lot of people there, which is good to see. People supporting businesses out of lockdown and stuff like that. And yeah, we watched the Pokemon movie, which in hindsight, like I remember it being a short movie with very little plot and doesn't make a lot of sense. But when you look at it logically, it makes even less sense.
Yes.
And it was definitely highlighted at the point when the Pokemon, it's just spoilers for a movie that came out fucking 20 years ago. There was a moment when the Pokemon that they take to this island, Mewtwo's island, that get cloned are fighting their clones. And then I think it's Misty's like, Pokemon aren't meant to fight. And then the entire room just burst in laughter. It's like, what?
Okay. But, like, to clarify on that, Mewtwo specifically uses his psychic powers before then to stop all the Pokemon from using their special attacks, so they can only grapple and, like, melee with each other and, like, fist fight, basically.
Pokemon are meant to fight.
No. But the point is, she goes that Pokemon aren't meant to fight, not like this. They're not.
No.
In the face.
No. The way it goes is Pokemon are not meant to fight, and then it goes to someone else saying how this is wrong, and then another person saying they're not meant to fight, and then it goes to like Nurse Joy, who's like, not like this. It's like they drag on that bit for 5 minutes, and the movie only goes for an hour and 10. So it's quite a long time of them describing how Pokemon shouldn't battle when they literally battle.
They do mean they shouldn't fist fight each other. They should just use powers. Like, I don't know. Okay,
all right. That's one, right? That's the start of the downhill slope. Because then all of a sudden, the psychic attacks turn people to stone, aka Ash, which is just completely random. I don't even know what they'll either sitting in a room or something. And they're just going, let's just make Ash stone. That'll be funny.
Because they couldn't make him violently die, because that's not...
But it's psychic attacks. They could have just made him unconscious.
Yes, but...
And then, you know what reverses... You know what reverses stone? Tears. Flying tears from Pokemon.
What didn't they say? They said in the legend at the start, they said there's a legend that something happened here, and like a legendary Pokemon or something like cried tears, and it's revived all the dead Pokemon after the storm. That's something that they actually say. It's a
storm that's so fucking just... So they make this whole thing about there's a huge storm and it's the legend of the so-and-so. And then they put them back at the docks at the end, erase their memory, and like, storm's gone now. And everyone's like, I don't even know why I'm here. Anyway, goodbye.
You like completely rewind time of the whole world. It's basically... I
mean, it's anime movies that have to restore the balance before they go back to Canada. Anyway, so a fun fact, and this is a fun fact that I only learned this week, because I've been listening to a lot of docos and a lot of podcasts and stuff while I'm working, because it's been a very work-heavy week. And I was talking about the Pokemon movie in particular. And it's just coincidence. So they were talking about how the creator of Pokemon, when they made the game, they sent it off. Nintendo did a huge amount of debugging, and they did a huge amount of like quality control testing, everything else, blah, blah, blah. They gave it back to Game Freak, and they said, okay, we're done, we're happy, don't mess with it. It's fixed. All right, so then all Game Freak did was they took out the debugging tools out of the game, and that freed up like 40 kilobytes on the cartridge. And then the old mate at Game Freak's like, I really want to put my Mew character on the cartridge though. So he snuck Mew in the space that the debugging tools usually take up. And it even had to be a lower res pixel graphic just to fit in there. And there was no way to get it. Like, it was just in there. He just wanted to put it on there as an Easter egg for himself. And then people found glitches and stuff like that. And then they eventually gave it away as a real Pokemon through events and everything later on.
And thus legendary Pokemon were born.
Well, hang on. This is where the movie part comes into it. Because that's it. That's all he did, is he created the pixels, put it in the game and everything else. And then when they got to the people that created the movie, we aren't Game Freak. They're a different company. And the animator and the people that worked on it actually went and created Mew, and they made Mew floating. Like, this is all just, they just made all that up without Game Freak's knowledge. And they're like, wow. They're like, because when they go back, they go, who created Mew? It's like, well, this guy put him on the cartridge, but in terms of who made it make that sound, act that way, float around, everything else, it was just creative license from the movie. So all that lore and bullshit that they feed you in the movie was completely made up by the script people just to make a movie and get it out there to make the most money off of Pokemon. So they literally just like accidentally fell into really, popular lore.
Made a movie about an Easter egg.
Yeah. Yeah. And then from that point onwards, Mew floats around and they do all that stuff, and Mewtwo's whatever Mewtwo is and all that stuff. So
I think my favorite part of that whole event, though, was when Ash dies, he's turned to stone. The guy who was working the concessions counter screams in the loudest voice going, "What? No!" And everyone just cracked up and lost their shit. He goes, and he was just yelling as if he'd never seen the movie before. It was quite good. It was funny.
It was the biggest nerds ever behind me they're like, oh my God, that Pokemon wouldn't even touch water. Didn't they not know how the types of these Pokemon work? And it's like nitpicking the freaking Pokemon in it. I'm like, oh my God, guys, relax. It's not designed for this age group, that's for sure. There was that one guy who I heard his conversation as he was sitting down. He's like, I told Mum I was going to see Pokemon, and Mum asked if I was ever growing up.
Yeah, I definitely heard that.
Speaking of nerds.
Jess, did you watch the Pokemon movie when you were little?
Yeah, I watched the first one. I remember crying when Pikachu was
it's still
crying
sad.
Ash did.
It's very sad. And the fucking song, I don't know if it's ingrained in my brain from when I was a child, but the one that's like talking about them being brothers and they're all fighting each other. I always get a bit weird about it because as a kid, that made me sob so bad. I saw it in cinemas. It was my first ever movie I ever saw in cinemas.
Ever? Wow.
Ever. And I had the Ancient Mew card, which I should try and get again because now I've got cards. But I had Ancient Mew.
Yeah.
Ancient Mew was handed out when you went to the movie.
Yeah, I remember. So, how many Pokemon movies have you seen?
Me.
2.
Neither of us. 2?
Oh,
Shit, yeah.
you've seen
Yes.
2. I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4. I've seen quite a few.
Okay, next question. Without looking it up, how many Pokemon movies are there?
13.
Yes?
I was going to say 14, but yeah, pretty close.
23.
Jesus.
We were way off.
Yeah, we were gone.
Fuck.
I have seen one. A lot.
I've seen the first one and the second one. The second one was pretty good as well.
Was it?
Yeah, there was the big wolfy lion looking one. Anyway, I can't remember the plot or anything. I just know I like that Pokemon.
Entei?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was the one about the unknowns. I've watched that one.
Yeah.
If you wanna watch a interesting one, there's one regarding Latios and Latias, and it was funny because at the end of the movie, a girl kissed Ash, but you can't tell if it was the girl from the movie or Latias that disguises herself as the girl.
I remember this. This spawned a lot of fan fictions from what I read.
Yeah, it was from that movie that it came from, the Latios and Latias movie. It was so funny, and we're all just sitting there going, "Oh dear."
So they remade the first movie in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So do you remember this? Do you remember the controversy?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember? Pikachu talks in it. That was English.
And everyone in the cinemas, because I saw clips from people watching it at the cinemas.
God, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah, I don't like that. That should never happen.
Yeah, it was just like, why Pikachu? Because I... And everyone's just like...
That's right.
Yeah, what? Pikachu shouldn't be talking. What?
Just brought up the clip. It's awful.
It's so bad. I just remembered that. I remember just seeing the clip in the cinema when Pikachu starts talking and the whole audience is like, what the fuck?
That's the exact video I just put in our channel. But for those who are wondering about it, just search Pikachu Talks and it's the second entry. It is the clip of them in the cinemas.
The article, I just brought it up in the article, and it just starts with, I think the person screaming, the fuck, speaks for us all. Why? Who thinks that's a good idea? Oh my God. Oh man, I totally spaced. Imagine if that was the version that we watched. Thank you, Fortress, for not showing us the tainted version.
I don't think it's from a remake, is it?
Yeah, it's a remake. They remade the first movie.
Mm.
So Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution is in 2019.
What?
Yeah, they remade that.
I gotta aggressively Google this. Mewtwo Strikes Back. Man, I kind of want to watch it now. Is that the 3D one? Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution is the 3D one.
Yeah,
that's not the one with Pikachu talks. Must be different.
You sure?
Yeah, because like it's 3D. This one's fully 3D.
No, I don't think so. I think
no, it is. I just searched it. It's fully 3D.
Oh, okay. It might be I Choose You. I don't know. Fuck it, no. I'm sure it was. Yeah. Anyway, it's one of them.
It's one of them. Either way, it's a mistake.
It's a mistake. Honestly, I just feel like you shouldn't watch any more than the first movie. Even the latest version of like the anime is kind of off-putting. Like just when they changed what Ash looks like and stuff like that, it's kind of weird.
I don't mind his redesign, but I think people find anything that alters their nostalgia jarring.
But so if you look at like Dragon Ball Z, for example, they change like the animation style, they changed like the technology and stuff they used to animate. You know, they went from being a standard definition to HD to being a mix of CGI and stuff like that. But everyone still looks the same. Like they keep them, like if anything, they make them look like what you remember them looking like back when they were, 180p graphics on your CRT TV. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. And like it's what's that called? Bloody what's it? Cowboy Bebop is coming out next week, I think, on Netflix, completely live action. And you watch the trailer and you watch the intro and stuff like that, and it's like watching the anime. And Cowboy Bebop's 80s, I think. It's like it's old. But they've done they just went, okay, we're not going to screw with anything. We're just going to take what you remember and try and recreate it in like the way that you remember. And that's the right way to do it.
It did kind of surprise me when you showed me that, because I haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, but you can tell when something is very faithful to the source material by like the way that the actors are framed, the costumes and things like that. And I could tell that it was like really legit. And it kind of, that sort of thing sets the standard for how like live action films and things need to be made. So it's given me like high hopes now for the Netflix version of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop is late 90s. So.
Yeah.
But it's like that. I remember watching, first time I watched that, and it was off a recommendation. A friend of mine was like, oh, if you haven't watched Cowboy Bebop, you really need to watch it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know. At that point, my extent of anime was like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and, that sort of stuff, a bit of Astro Boy or whatever. And they're like, no. They're like, it's much more adult. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll have a look then. And this was only probably 5 years ago, whatever. And I watched it, and holy shit, is it adult. Like, it's not for kids in any shape or way. There's it's one of probably the earliest media that I have watched that deals with trans issues, straight up. Like they've got a trans character in it, and they don't shy away from it. They don't shy away from anything in that show. It's very interesting, and they've gone very hard down that sci-fi kind of route for what looks like the live action as well. So I hope that they kind of keep with everything. But yeah, for those, no spoilers. It is on Netflix now, both the anime and the show and the movie. So it's probably worth not watching them both at the moment if you plan to watch the live action, because it looks like it's going to be the same beat. So you're going to spoil it for yourself if you haven't watched it already. But I hope that they just stick to that formula, because it is a one season watch. Everything's tied off, done by the end of the season. And I think there was a movie as well, but like the core story is done in a season for reasons. So we'll see how it goes. But it looks very, very promising. So yeah. And if you want to see more of that sort of stuff, you got to support these kind of shows.
Mm-hmm. Jess, what like live action remakes have you seen of things that you like, and what do you think of them?
Oh, don't ask me that question.
I want to know.
Well, sadly, because all of the live actions that I've seen, I fucking hated.
Like what?
Like
Avatar: The Last Airbender. No.
I'm actually serious. So I was really interested to watch the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie back in the day, after watching the series. And I remember I was house sitting, and they happened to have it on DVD, and I'm like, screw it, why not? I'll chuck it in, I'll start watching it. No joke. I put the DVD back, the part didn't even get to when they had gotten Aang out of the thing. It was, welcome Derro Iro. And I'm like, nope, that's it. I'm out. No,
Oh,
it's
God.
general. I wrote, nope, not watching it.
As
And
like somebody like Avatar was such a huge like formative past like part of my childhood. Like I would come home every day after school and watch it, and I've watched all of the Avatar episodes repeatedly. I've read the comics, like it's a huge thing. And I knew as soon as I saw the movie casting and it included Jackson Rathbone, who played Jasper in Twilight, I was like, this is gonna be shit. I was like it's one of those things as well that's kind of was really bad because all of the characters are like Southeast Asian or they're based on like Chinese culture or Japanese culture, but all of the people who were like cast were white, and it was just like, oh man, like the culture is such a big part of the show. Like it's unavoidable. It's huge. It's like an amazing part of it.
It's weird that they've done that, seeing as it's Shyamalan. Like,
yes,
you think
exactly.
the man knows a bit about culture.
Instead of feeling like a movie, it felt like a faithful movie adaptation. It just felt like some really bad cosplay.
There's actually it was an article I was reading today. They were talking about how they reckon that like they just put Shyamalan's name on that movie and he had nothing to do with it. It was completely just like a a committee saying,
because he's usually not so bad.
Well, he's 50-50 in my opinion, but it's literally really good or really bad. He doesn't know middle ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just interesting because they were talking about how people were asking for the Shyamalan cut of Avatar. And I'm like, I don't think that's coming. Anyway, it's interesting. I was literally trying to find there was an article that came through and I don't even remember what I was reading it on, so I can't find it now.
Yeah.
But they showed the new Resident Evil trailer for the Resident Evil TV show coming to Netflix, live action. And it's based on it's meant to be like a prequel leading into the start of Resident Evil 1 in the mansion and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very, very good. And then in the process of quickly trying to find that, I found an article titled "How I Met Your Father" cast revealed. And it looks horrific.
Oh dear.
Is that a How I Met Your Mother spinoff?
Yes, starring Hilary Duff.
I love Hilary Duff though.
I hate this thing so much.
I love her so much. She'll do fine. It's fine.
I hate that. How long did How I Met Your Mother end ago? Like, it's not relevant anymore. Stop.
Years.
Stop. It's not relevant.
It's an unnecessary spinoff, but I do love Hilary Duff.
Oh, I really liked How I Met Your Mother, and it strained those last couple seasons, and I was glad that ended. But god damn, don't bring it back. Anyway, there's some good shows. There's some decent shows coming.
Yeah.
I know we talked about Squid Game, and Squid Game just got second season locked in, coming.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching Arcane, which a lot of people are talking about at the moment as a pinnacle of animated. It's a very, very well animated, well voice acted. I want to say like a steampunk sci-fi kind of fantasy.
I think Jess has been watching it too, haven't you, Jess?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I really need to.
They're dropping it in 3 parts, 9 episodes in total. 3 episodes are already up. And it is based on the lore and everything of League of Legends, in particular around the characters Vi and Jinx. And how, and I said this to Shelby after, because I've watched it, Shelby hasn't. I just put it on to see what it's like. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep watching. And it's quite good. It feels very classically written in the sense like it's almost like Star Wars in the way that it's in 3 parts. And I'm pretty sure we just saw A New Hope, so to speak. And then the next one's going to be very Empire Strikes Back. And then, Return of the Jedi will be the 3rd part. Just without spoiling it, just the way that like the characters are portrayed and the way the world is. Because it is, like, it starts with the characters as children. Like, they're fully fledged characters yet. And it tells this whole story of the world that they live in. And in particular, it's a little bit like the church and the councils sort of control the city, and they've outlawed magic. Everything's relied on science, and magic is a curse. And then there's this whole thing about there's scientists trying to create magic, and that's the whole Arcane part of it, because Arcane's outlawed and it's a curse and blah, blah, blah. So it's not League of Legends, the movie. It's Arcane's fresh story using the lore and the characters borrowed from League of Legends. And I think from that alone, it'll probably just get enough traction to keep going. And I think there is spin-off games that are coming with it. So I think they got I think it's called Hextech or something like that, which is a League of Legends spin-off game that's coming along for it. So
Yeah, I don't like League of Legends, but I definitely like the world building that they've done. I like the music and all of that. I think they are definitely doing the right thing.
The music, oh yeah, I'm glad you touched on the music. The music is, yeah, it's like in terms of like, you know how there's A tier Netflix shows and there's definitely B tiers and then there's Adam Sandler, right? This is an A tier. Like the music's great, the productions are great, the animation's great, the acting's great. Everything is spotless. So it's well worth checking out, even if you have no idea what League of Legends is. Just check it out; it's very good. Yeah.
Definitely. Jess, what have you been watching lately?
Honestly, I've been watching a brand new anime called Takt OP. So it's basically people fight monsters with music.
I've seen this. It's on my list.
Yeah,
it's on my list. I've heard really good things about it.
I've seen this.
It's just beautiful. Like the story, I like because I've grown up with a musical background, but the art style is just beautiful. Yeah. That's the reason why I watch it.
Oh, I love the designs.
Yeah, I saw the art style. I'm like, what the fuck? I saw it on a TikTok. I'm like, what is this? And then I like went down the rabbit hole, and eventually I found what it is, and then explained what it was. And I think there was a Crunchyroll article I was reading on it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I put this on my list. It's it looks good.
It's really good. I'd highly recommend it.
It's brand new, yeah? Like it only just...
Yeah, it's brand new. There's only 6 episodes so far.
Yeah.
But the storyline has been very into it. Like, the first episode's pretty cool. You get the base of what the characters are like, and then you get into the backstory from episode 2 onwards. So it's really good.
Yeah, nice. We'll have to definitely check that out. It's I'm catching up on my anime at the moment. I haven't got, and we went and saw the My Hero movie, the latest one. Which is out now.
Good.
It's not bad.
Not bad, but it's like compared to, because their last couple of My Hero, particularly the last My Hero movie, are pretty spectacular. I wouldn't say it's as good as that, but it's not as groundbreaking. They definitely wanted to, I think, lean away from because I don't know if you're up to speed with what's happening in My Hero at the moment. It's huge. Like it's involving 40 different characters and this massive sort of story plot line and everything else. And I think they wanted to steer away from that. So there's like the good to 3/4 of the movie are based around 2 characters. That's it. Which is it's fine for that, but the whole thing is world mission, and they got you got to wear these stealth suits and stuff like that. All that shit's finished in about the first 3 minutes of the movie. So it's not the point of the movie. But I can see why they didn't want to do that, and it's because they introduce another character who has a bit of a plot twist to them, and that's very cool. And I think they wanted to keep that as a good surprise. So, yeah, it's good. There's some good stuff to watch at the moment, which is good because, I think I'm suffering from Marvel fatigue at the moment.
I think so.
I know Eternals is still. I don't know if is it fresh or not fresh because it was 50-50. Yeah.
It's not. I'm seeing a lot of negative things, and a lot of people saying like it has a very unnecessary sex scene in it, which is like
that was the first sex scene for Marvel.
Yeah, and it was completely unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but I think they needed to. Honestly, there's some stuff that's Eternals related that I think they needed to build the lore for, like to set the rules in the universe, so that stuff going forward can build off it. Similar in the way that like Loki has this big time travel thing, and they spend a lot of time explaining multiverse theory. But in the end, it's not actually super relevant to his timeline or his story. It's just that they're building that world and building those rules to go on. Having said that, the Spiderman movie will absolutely beat Endgame when that comes out.
Yes.
Because
I think it's
nostalgia will fucking win. Hands down, and they have got all the old villains and the old heroes and everything else. And if you've seen the leaks, which I won't go into, you know what's going on. It's going to be, it's huge. It's going to be huge. And it's going to drop in December when hopefully most people were vaccinated or at least free. So we can go to a drive-in, something, see those movies. It's kind of weird at the moment.
I'm down for another trip to the drive-in or to the Lux cinema.
The
Lux. After watching the Pokemon movie and the really shitty seats, I kind of want to.
Oh, that's not Lux. That's just normal cinema you're talking about.
There's a bar in it, isn't there?
The what?
The one across the road that has the bar and like it says Lux and it's like
Yeah, Lux is the next step up from the recliners that are the normal chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, you want to go fancy.
Like gold cost.
I actually think you have to buy your tickets now if that's the case.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's pretty sold out. I want to see the new Bond movie.
Have to think
That's what
about
I want
it.
to
Oh
see.
yeah, we want to see that too.
Except Shelby hasn't watched the other Bond movies.
Well, you can go see it without me, but I'll be upset with you. So
Well, when are you going to watch the movies?
whenever you sit me down and make me watch them.
All right, get out of here.
No.
Sit in the
Disney.
corner.
I'm in a podcast. I've got wine.
I'm annoyed because like people were writing reviews and stuff about it, and they're like, "We cannot review this movie really without talking about the spoilers." I'm like, "There's that many spoilers in it." So I don't want to wait too long because it will show up on TikTok. You know it will.
You can watch it without me. I won't be mad.
Someone uploaded the entire Eternals movie to TikTok.
How? They can only do 3
It was like part 37 of the Eternals. I'm like, what?
Oh my god.
Desperate for them views.
Dedication.
Nuts. Yeah. Crazy. Anyway.
Have you been to the movies lately, Jess? When was the last time you went to the cinemas?
Way too long ago.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
What was the last movie you saw?
Don't ask me that. I actually can't remember.
Must have been great.
It must have been unforgettable.
I think it was Ready Player One.
Okay.
I don't think about it.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they'll make Ready Player 2 into a movie?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Definitely.
definitely.
I've heard that's pretty average.
Yeah, the book did not fare well. I didn't read it, but I read enough reviews to not read it. So
Yeah.
not that these days that I can read so much. Like I used to read so much as a kid. I had like a novel a day kind of thing. Definitely can't do that as an adult. I guess I burnt out from reading so much. Had that like I don't know. I used to collect like vintage books and stuff like that and just read them constantly and read them. But apparently that's a fairly normal thing once you get older and you have brainworms. And that's what you did as a kid was just read all the time because it's like escapism before you had anything else.
Interesting.
Now I have video games.
I was going to say, what about video games?
Now I have them. Now I don't read.
Oh.
Yeah, video games.
Speaking of video games and old things, Skyrim's Anniversary Edition apparently is running so well that it's crashing computers because it's running too efficiently.
I got to say, and shout out to Bethesda who did supply me a key. I think off the back of the fact that I've played it so many times and still haven't finished the game, I got a key and I installed it and I booted it up and it booted up the quickest I've ever had a Skyrim game. It looks the best that I've ever seen it look, and everything just fucking like moved like a next gen game.
So if you don't finish it this time, I'm gonna be upset with you.
Well, I tweeted Bethesda. If they like my tweet, I'll finish it. There you go.
What if I like your tweet? I'm more important than Bethesda to you, right?
You've already spent your channel points on it.
I have. See,
Wow.
I mean, effectively, I've been saying it. A new world is Skyrim with extra people, basically. But like, you know, that's how I feel about it. But I'm keen to get back into Skyrim. I definitely have like 400 hours on PC of the OG Skyrim version, and definitely have probably the same amount on Xbox as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know. Open world, slow paced games where you actually got to figure out where to go really bore me. I can't handle it.
I maxed out most of my skills in Skyrim.
That's what you meant to do, though.
I have over 500 hours in Skyrim. I have not started the main quest.
That's dumb. I feel like
I got the level 100 archery by shooting my immortal horse over and over again with it.
Oh my god, that's mean. Jess, I actually feel like you would like the game. I feel like it has that.
I think it's just a personal problem is delayed me from playing it for so long. So, fun fact about Skyrim. So, it came out on the Xbox 360. That was the good old days.
Hell yeah.
And back then, the Xbox was actually given to the family by a friend of the family. But because it was my brother's friend, the brother took it as his.
Right.
And I'm not kidding when I said this. I had actually hopped on Skyrim, I was playing a game and all that. I had deliberately set it up so I wasn't even going to save the game or anything like that. But I'm not kidding. My character got into the game, he walked into the room, threw a fit, and turned the entire Xbox off.
Yikes.
Fuck that.
Yeah, so it kind of just little things like that really just
Have
turn
stopped you.
me
I-
off to specific
yeah.
Well,
games.
now is a good time to get Skyrim Anniversary Edition because you can go fishing.
Well,
Go
I
fishing.
think if I boot up my PS3 save, I'm in a town where everyone's trying to kill me, and I don't remember why. Then I had it on 360, but I don't think I did much in it. I think I just screwed around, and then I brought it on PS4, and I tried to do the story, and I think I got up to there's some university or something in there, and then I got sidetracked playing with gems and making big explosions and stuff, and then I just sort of grew out of it and went, nah, I'm not going to keep playing it. And then I got it on PSVR, so that's 4 times I brought it. PSVR, I had the worst motion sickness I've ever had playing that game.
Right.
And I streamed it, and I've never, and I think it's because you can't just, you swing and you move around with a stick where you can't move around with your body. So your mind's like, why are you moving? It gives you that seasickness kind of feel. So I don't even go. And then I brought it on PC because I'm like, oh, well, I've got a PC that might be able to run it a bit better. And then I installed 400,000 mods to it, and then it wouldn't work. So that's 5 times. And then, and now I've got it again. I've got the extended version, special version, whatever. So
if you have the special edition,
Uh-huh.
the anniversary upgrade only costs $30 to be able to get the game. So it's worth it if you already have that existing version. At this point, most people do on Steam, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
The good thing is it also, it feels like it's mended the bridge between Bethesda and the mod creators, because they actually supplied the files for the anniversary edition to the Skyrim.
Well, not only that, it has got mod support for the latest version.
Yes, but they supplied the files to the mod developers for one of the largest mod creation platforms before they even launched the game. So they're really trying to mend that bridge that there was this gap that was created a while ago with their issues with mods. So it's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I'll probably sink another 500 hours into it.
Okay, well, you've got my access to my Steam library, and I've already booted it up, so you're welcome to grab it.
We can't play it at the same time, though.
I don't know if we will be playing it at the same time. I don't
Maybe.
think Bethesda's going to like my tweet.
No, they will. They will.
Before we go too far, I just wanted to quickly have a quick correction, because there's 2 live-action Resident Evils. One's a movie, and then the Netflix series, and it's the movie that's coming out soon, which is Welcome to Raccoon City.
Are they both on Netflix? No.
So there's a movie which is Welcome to Raccoon City, which is the start, basically the reboot, if you like. So it starts with the new crew going through the mansion, staying very close and true to the actual game. And then the Netflix series is actually a sort of a sequel. It's meant to follow Wesker's kids or something, living in Raccoon City, following up to it. It's just kind of weird. Anyway, I just looked up what movies are coming out at the end of this year, because I know Matrix is coming out, plus Spiderman's coming out. I also know the new Sword Art Online progressive movie is coming out in December as well. It's shaping up to be a very busy December. That's what I'm saying. Also, Clifford the Big Red Dog. Just in case you forgot.
Yeah, man! I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's not the one you're meant to get excited about.
Jess and I are gonna go see Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I'm pretty sure Corridor Crew's already ripped apart the special effects just from the trailers.
I don't care. I'm gonna watch it, man. I love Clifford.
You know what? You could go see that one without me.
If they made a bear in the Big Blue House movie, I'd fucking watch that too.
Fuck off.
Fuck yeah.
No,
you can go watch your silly James Bond. I'm gonna go see Clifford with Jess.
it's not silly. Thanks, you.
Go watch your shooty gun spy movie.
You know what? I loved Clifford as a kid. That was the book of choice in my house. Was Clifford the Big Red Dog?
I've seen the meme going around because we actually, sorry to derail, but we've been talking about Chris Pratt a little bit and about how he's going to be voicing Garfield, right?
Right.
But I've been seeing a better thing going around. I don't know if you know. Hey, let me just confirm his name before I embarrass myself. Matt Berry from IT Crowd.
Uh-huh.
And people are saying that he should voice Garfield, and it's become a meme of everyone saying that he would be a fantastic Garfield voice. And some guy who has the spitting image voice of Matt Berry was making recording voice lines as like things Garfield would say, and it's fucking absolutely great. So I feel like they're on the money. Matt Garfield would be. I mean, Matt
Garfield.
Berry.
Jesus Christ.
Matt Berry would be a much better choice for Garfield than Chris Pratt. So it's oh man, it just makes you sad that it's not actually happening.
It's not actually happening.
No,
I
maybe, but
have
I
no
mean,
idea.
Chris Pratt's already hired. I'm assuming there's been a contract signed. So
I just saw that also on this list is the new Kingsman movie coming out. It's just called The Kingsman. So I guess
is it a prequel then? Maybe.
It looks like they couldn't get any of the original actors, so they just started another movie. Yeah, it's out in January. There's a few.
Who's in it then? It's not.
I don't recognize anyone from the poster. But...
Hang on, hold on. I gotta search this because I might know some people. I might be able to.
It's
tell
called
you
The Kingsman.
The Kingsman. The Kingsman.
Kingsman.
The Kingsman.
The Kingsman 3.
I don't know. Anyway, let's get out of the movie.
It's got Stanley Tucci in it, and it does have Colin Firth in it. Man, I loved Colin Firth so much.
Did we talk? Was it on the podcast that we were talking about how
the robot?
No, how Elton John just sort of rocked up in the last Kingsman movie.
Yeah, and that the robot dog thing was like attacking the guy, and it's just like friend detected Elton John.
Yeah, for those who haven't seen the first Kingsman movie has some of the best cinematography in any kind of action movie ever. Just some crazily awesome sequences. The second one feels like it got invaded by Elton John, and then the cameras just followed Elton John instead of everyone else for the second half of the movie. And it's cool, but it feels like a different movie altogether. Like, it literally halfway through the movie, Elton John shows up, and then it just follows Elton John for the rest of the movie. So
this movie has the cast of Colin Firth, Stanley Tucci, who is fucking amazing, Gemma Arterton, Ralph Fiennes, who is AKA Voldemort, Harris Dickinson, I don't know who that is, and Aaron Taylor Johnson, who is Pietro with
also Kick-Ass in his better role.
You don't like Pietro?
I like Kick-Ass a lot.
I like Kick-Ass 2. Kick-Ass 2 I like Kick-Ass 2, but not Kick-Ass 2, if that makes sense.
Kick-Ass 2 had that really weird controversy where Jim Carrey came out and he's like, we shouldn't be supporting violence. Also, here's my new movie where I beat people to death with a bat.
Yes.
And everyone's like, so are you for or against this movie? And he's like, yes.
I feel like, though, going back to the Kingsman and Colin Firth, Colin Firth is amazing. As I was growing up, I had like the biggest crush on Colin Firth.
Oh, you and everyone.
Honestly, probably because of
Go on.
Probably because of Bridget Jones's Diary.
Oh my god. You would be a Bridget Jones's Diary fan.
Honestly, the last Bridget Jones movie
can't think of a
bad.
more Shelby movie.
Oh, fuck off. You sound like it's a bad thing. But
Jess is the decider. Jess, Bridget Jones is yay or nay?
I'm staying out of this one.
No, yay or nay? Yay or nay?
I'm siding with Shelby all the time. She's my girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Bridget Jones' Diaries, he was Mark Darcy, which is great. And then he was also in What a Girl Wants. He's been in basically every movie or girl movie. Saint Trinians. He's in is What a Girl Wants the one with what's her face before she went crazy? Amanda Bynes?
I guarantee I don't know.
No, probably not. Oh no, it is. What a Girl Wants is the one with Amanda Bynes in it, and she plays his daughter. He's in Dorian Gray as well. And he's in everything. And then he's in The Kingsman. So I should watch it because I love.
Have you not seen The Kingsman?
I have not.
None of The Kingsman.
You really should.
I have
really
not.
Oh my
so
god.
Good.
He's also in Mamma Mia.
So I can tell you, I don't want to spoil it, but I can tell you when I say the best action sequence of all time, it's literally Colin Firth killing 100 men in about 3 minutes.
I know, I've seen that sequence.
Did you see the best bit of the movie? You haven't seen the fucking movie?
Yes.
Why? You're ruining the movie!
TikTok. I don't know what you want me to say.
It just said, you just groaned when I said people were putting movies on TikTok and here you are watching them.
This kind of takes you to the next part then. I was going to ask, who were your childhood crushes growing up? Like actors and musicians and stuff.
Goku.
All right, you love Goku. Jess, what about you? Did you?
And James Bond. Goku and James Bond.
Goku versus James Bond. Windows obviously Goku. in all seriousness, I don't mind James Bond. My brother had
Hey,
every single movie.
which
Pierce
James Bond
Brosnan,
though?
In a
Pierce
row.
Brosnan was like the hottest.
Oh, Pierce Brosnan.
You know what's like an
He's
underrated.
also in Mamma Mia! Yeah!
Yeah, well, shut up about. Okay, listen. Yeah, underrated Pierce Brosnan movie is the Thomas Crown Affair. All right, if you haven't seen that, it's a great. It's like Ocean's 11, but like Pierce Brosnan, basically. It's just great. It's like I think it's the first movie he did after he hanged up the bat suit, the Bond suit.
The bat suit.
He would have been a great Batman.
No, he wouldn't.
Pierce Brosnan does something to me that nobody else ever can. To me.
Anyway,
I'm not gonna lie. I've actually Pierce Brosnan's good. For some reason, I always had a thing for Bruce Willis.
like
No, I can't see that.
like beaten up bloody white singlet Bruce Willis, or like
no, just like the
yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. No, there's a beautiful comedy movie that he's in called 9.5 Yards.
It's good. That's a good one.
It's so fucking funny, and that
it's a little bit older, but yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, but that kind of Bruce Willis you see him in a maid suit just vacuuming and going, excuse me.
In a maid's outfit.
It's a bizarre movie. It's
a very fucked up movie.
And I really, honestly, I feel like Bruce Willis is completely the wrong man for it, but he does it. He owns it. That's
the thing. Most of his roles that he gets in, he owns it very, very well. That's why I have the thing for Bruce Willis. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I can't relate to that. Just gotta go back to it. I mean, also, fucking Ben Barnes is a big one for me. He's in the Punisher movie. I don't know. I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched it?
No.
What have you watched him in?
The Chronicles of Narnia and Dorian Gray. He's in Narnia. He is very good in that. And I'm trying to think of. There's another Bridget Jones movie.
Oh my
Who's
god!
The guy? Who's that other guy? Fuck! You'll have to leave it with me for a second. I'll have to think.
I don't think I should leave any of these men with you.
The bottle of wine is empty. By the way.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I'm trying to remember what role he plays in The Punisher. I think he's the villain.
Yes, he is. He is the villain. He is a very attractive
he's
man.
Billy Russo. Yeah, he's the villain. He plays a great villain, actually. It's a great series. I think we discovered yesterday that you haven't watched the Marvel Netflix shows, have you?
No, I haven't. I never saw the value in them.
Not giving anything away, but it's a great time to watch Daredevil, people.
You should watch Daredevil.
Should really watch Daredevil. Anyway.
Patrick Dempsey! I love Patrick Dempsey!
Oh, fuck, I was waiting for it.
Patrick Dempsey, because of, like, Grey's Anatomy, but also Enchanted. Oh my god.
You're forgetting his best role ever, alright?
What?
His absolute pinnacle standout role ever as the villain in Transformers 3.
Fuck yeah, I haven't watched that movie.
It's the awful movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I stopped watching after
He's a Decepticon sympathizer.
Yeah. But he's also in Bridget Jones's Baby.
Oh my god, stop. Alright. Everybody, please remind me in future not to give any wine to Shelby before the podcast, because it just turns into Shelby's top 10 hot or nots, and that's it. It's
What's wrong with that?
Not everyone's here for Shelby's top 10 hot or nots.
Do you not have a list of, like, women that you're attracted to?
Not really, no.
You don't?
No, I don't really. I don't. Like, if you said name, like, 5 hot celebrities, I couldn't. At all.
You're strange then.
What do you mean?
That's weird. I know, like, most men would have, like, a list of, like, Scarlett Johansson and et cetera, et cetera. That's the only one I ever think of.
Nah.
But, like, and I also, like women as well, but I had to stand out.
It's only, look, okay, there's one. All right.
Who?
Ryan Reynolds, all right? It's just something about the man, you know?
No, okay, all right, here we go. There's
Huge
like
Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, though, he would, like, sweep me off my feet and I'd run off with him any moment. But there's this TikTok trend going on around at the moment because Taylor Swift is trending again because she's about to re-release one of her albums.
Oh, so she broke up with someone? Or was she dating someone?
Shut up. She's re-releasing one of her old albums because she's
they
doing
got back together.
new recording. Shut up. So there's a song that people keep referring back to called Enchanted, and it's just it goes, please don't be in love with somebody else, please don't have somebody waiting for you, and that's the audio. So everyone's like making like meme videos about it. And somebody goes, I had a dream that my boyfriend cheated on me with Ryan Reynolds. There's this girl singing very dramatically along with this song, and everyone was sympathizing. So don't cheat on me with Ryan Reynolds.
Look, there's
And
just
everyone was, like,
something about two guys that go on a pizza place that just really got me,
What is that? Is that a show?
It's the show that it was in a very long time ago.
Yeah, it's a girl. I don't know what that is.
It's a sitcom from a very long time ago.
I'll have to look it up.
As in 1998.
Oh my god. I don't know if I would be mad if you went with Ryan Reynolds or not, to be honest.
I don't know, it's just a bit of a meme.
I'd just probably be like, that's fair. It's okay. It's valid. There is another guy, right, that called James Marsden. If you've seen him, he's in X-Men.
Yes, I know who. Okay, hang on. So you like James Marsden?
He's in 27 Dresses. He's in Enchanted. He's in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. You're forgetting his best role.
Which is his best to you?
Which James Marsden?
Yeah.
He's in the HBO show. It's really good. I'm sure.
That doesn't narrow it down. There's a lot of
the big one. It was huge. Westworld, massive, most expensive show ever made. So 1.2 million an episode.
Oh yeah.
It's made by the same person who made Jurassic Park. It's really weird. It's like it's a completely fresh story, right, from the same guy who made Jurassic Park. It's about a theme park where the things in the theme park go wrong.
Oh,
and then
man.
the guests in there get dragged into a life or death situation. It's completely original. It's like nothing he's ever written before.
Yeah. Have you heard of his other movie? It's about a festival, right? Like a fair, and they set up in a town, but they have like freaks in the fair.
You're talking about Carnival?
And then things go bad.
Is it Carnival?
No, I'm kidding. I'm being I'm lying out of my ass.
There's a show like that though called Carnival. I'm sure it was, and it was so good, and then it got axed after like 2 seasons.
It's not like American Horror Story Carnival or whatever it's called, is it?
No.
American Horror Story.
No. It's literally it's like it's a very serious like a drama kind of show about all the freaks and creatures and stuff like that are at this carnival, and they've got like all this intertwined. It's really good, but it just dies after second season. They got cancelled without finishing.
I see.
So I'm sure it's called Carnival. It might be something else. Someone can correct me. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I watched it. We should watch Westworld, by the way, because I haven't seen the second series. There's a third one.
Add it to the list. We'll get
My only problem is, all right, and people who have watched Westworld will know exactly what I'm going to say. You need to pay a fucking attention to everything. They are hour-long episodes, and it is about solving the mystery before the characters do in the 10 episodes of the season.
I have something distressing to tell you.
Also, just before you say anything.
Okay, I'm going to upset you.
Every single week, people would go frame by frame, enhance everything, and then they'd come up with theories as to what the fuck is going on in this whole thing. And the twist is chef kiss amazing, right? It's so good. About halfway through the season, the creators came out and said, someone's figured it out. And they didn't say who. They said someone got it right. And everyone lost their fucking mind. They're like, who's got the right? Who's got the... Because it's seriously, the entire show, right up to the very end, is like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, twist, and you go, that's fucking cool.
All right, you said that you want to, like... The distressing thing I have to tell you.
Yeah.
You said that you got to pay attention when you were watching. I regret to inform you, I don't have an attention span.
I don't know what to tell you. Do I have to like give you treats or something? Like, how do I make you?
That'll work. Yeah, let's go. Give me some treats. Give me some more wine. I'm here.
It stars Marston. You get to watch him, and he gets. Naked a lot.
Naked?
Yeah.
He gets naked?
It is. There is a surprisingly amount of dong, like full center framed, huge
I can see
dong.
his dong?
I don't know if you see his dong or not, but there's he's definitely in it. He's a star. There's a lot of people. Tessa Thompson's in it. Anthony Hopkins is in it.
Does Tessa get naked?
Yeah.
Like, I love Tessa. Oh, fuck yeah.
Everyone gets naked, okay? Everyone. Even Anthony Hopkins, full dong,
no,
right?
No, thank you. No, I'm good.
Ben Barnes is in it.
Is he?
Yes.
Are you lying?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
He's in. Okay, I'm just looking at his credits.
Yeah.
He is in Westworld. You're not lying to me. He's in there. Is
there
he
you go.
naked?
Probably.
Oh man. Okay, I'm in.
It's I've watched. I think this. Okay, they're up to season 4. Is that coming out next year? So I've watched season 1 and 2, and then season 3's out, but I haven't watched that yet. But yeah, you can't. You have to watch it from start to finish and go. Whew. It is like I said, most expensive TV show ever made. Up until the point now, I think is it Amazon are making the Lord of the Rings TV show? That's now the most expensive TV show ever made. It's some ridiculous budget. It's like a couple million
Gonna
an episode.
be wild and hopefully better than.
I reckon they spent half their fucking budget on Anthony Hopkins because he doesn't.
Why is he so expensive?
Also, he's a pivotal part. He's in 17 episodes. That's expensive. Like
That's a
usually
lot of
you'd
money.
put him in there for 3 minutes and put him on the poster, just because that's all you can afford for a TV show. But yeah, he's in the whole thing. It's good. We should definitely watch it. And it's like honestly, it's right up your alley. It's androids and technology, futuristic sci-fi, naked men.
Why am I only just finding out that Ben Barnes does music as well?
He does do music.
Why am I also only just finding out that Matt Berry does music?
Sounds like you just need a wine and a Google search engine and your night's made.
That's exactly right.
I need a second bottle. I can't open them myself because they have a cork in it and I'm
But
scared.
we have a podcast to finish before you go too far.
I just wanted everyone to know that I'm afraid of the cork.
Oh my god.
It scares me. I can't open them. So it's just like I only get wide when Ilati lets me.
Oofed. Anyway, yes, let's move along. Let's move away from movies. Let's move back to video games because I wanted to have a quick chat about a topic that Shelby has zero interest in, and that is the new Battlefield
check it
game.
out.
Don't check it out. I was lucky enough to get invited to go play the new Battlefield 2042 from EA. It was apparently a bit of a last-minute thing. They needed to fill some slots, and there was a tweet that they'd put out a few months back saying, hey, nominate your Battlefield fans, whatever else, and they got my name from that list, and lo and behold, I got to play Battlefield early, which was nice. The reason I got called up, if you don't already know, Battlefield 2042 is an online-only game, no campaign, no offline. It's all just multiplayer and lots of multiplayer with lots of people, which makes it a very hard game to send reviewers a code to review before it comes out. So they literally had to do scheduled, turned on the servers, fill them up with people, send in the reviewers, and get them to review their experience. So I was one of the people. I was one of the pawns that went in there to make the game feel full and alive, and I had a ball. It was very fun, very chaotic. Very few games do you watch the trailer and go, it's not going to look like that, and then you go play the game and it looks like the trailer. So
I'm glad that they've fixed it because honestly, the results that were coming out of the previous betas and stuff like that were pretty shit.
yeah,
So I'm glad they're doing better.
and it was delayed.
That was weirdly, and it's weird that I have something to say on this topic. To be honest, it's weird.
Oh.
I was watching the E3 with you guys, and that started playing that whole Battlefield trailer.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this looks so cool. I might actually play a Battlefield game. So it's still an option now. I feel like there's an option there because I want to go and fight and
honestly, it's a game where you can just jump in and play it. It's not like it's games like Valorant and stuff like that where if you play it and you suck even remotely, you're gonna have a bad time. In this game, if you suck even remotely, that's fine. Just jump in a fucking tank and run them over, or run over houses or whatever you want to do. Just screw around, and it's still fun as heck. They've added a lot of things like wingsuits and dynamic weather and all this other stuff that makes it so that just finding a person and shooting them isn't the entire game anymore. There's a lot more traversal. You can get grappling hooks. You can call in a robot dog. I spent a lot of time in tanks just because it was just fun to explode, and I had this little mini. It looked like almost like a little egg with tank treads on it. It just zoom and had a minigun on it. And I was having fucking ball playing that. Anyway, all my gripes from the beta and the reason why I was like, I'm not going to play this game when it comes out, all that's gone. All of that, they fixed it all, and it's so rare to see. And even people, I played the Call of Duty beta, and I was like, nah, I'm out. I don't want to play this. This is just boring, basically. And a lot of people said the same thing about that. Once they get into the game, all their fears from the beta are gone. They fixed a lot of things. The campaign in Call of Duty is really amazing, apparently. So, I'm like, maybe I'll pick it up when it, drops in price or whatever. And then I played the Battlefield beta, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a hot mess. And I spent the entire time running across fields just to get shot when I got near the action. I'm like, well, it's boring and crap, and I wish I'd fix all these glitches I'm getting, blah, blah, blah. And then I went and played this version of it for the reviewing, or the early version of it. And holy shit, I spent no time out of the action. I got in that little egg Jeep bloody tank thing, and I just zoomed in. I'm in there in 20 seconds, and I ran 6 people over on the way in. It was awesome.
Bullied by people with riot shields.
And then there was a bug. There was one bug. And that was, if you have a riot shield, you are invincible. Like, invincible. As in, I got bullied while I was in a tank by 3 riot shields, and I shot them point blank with a tank rocket. And they blew up, but they were still alive. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And even the staff, because the staff were playing as well, and they're just like, haha, shields OP. I'm like, God damn it, guys. Please help me. Help me with these. It's literally, and I made the comment, it's like 300. They're forming shield walls and attacking us in tanks. And I'm like, there's nothing we can do with this. Anyway, been fixed since, by the way, so don't stress. Tanks and shields are no longer invincible. Game's out today. Comes out at 11 p.m. tonight for those who got early access.
Wait, so soon? I thought it would be longer than that.
It's out. Today we're recording on Friday. By Monday, it's out legit for everybody.
How much is it?
Anywhere between $80 and $100, depending on what version you got. There's a few there. So I'm sure it'll come to like EA Pass or something at some point, or whatever it's called there. But the funny part of the story, a friend of mine, fellow Melbourneian, who I know through a number of different streamers and stuff like that, he tweeted out a video saying, thanks for EA, got to play the game early, we're going to make a highlight reel, but here's a couple funny clips that I took. Here's a funny clip of him using a riot shield bullying this guy in a tank. I'm like, God damn it, that's me!
I like that you posted your own clip.
So I took my side of the bed, tweeted back at him and said, God damn it! Anyway, he just laughed. It's, gat_AU if you want to go give the man a follow. Very funny bloke. And he was running the riot squad who just were hassling me constantly throughout that game. Very funny game, but I just had a lot of fun with it in general. And like, I only scratched the surface, but definitely you jump out of a helicopter, you can pop a wingsuit, and you can sort of like dip down for speed and pull up for altitude. And you can kind of fly around like a flying fox and get around the map real quick. It's bizarre. And then a tornado can come around and suck you off. It's amazing. So yeah,
tornado can suck you off.
Tornado, huh? Wink, wink.
Maximum suction. So
I should not have laughed that
It wasn't enough to suck a tank off, but
no.
Definitely interesting. But yeah, in terms of, and like my thing lately has been, I don't really have a shooter that I'm playing. I'm definitely out of Val. It's just too toxic. Definitely.
You were never playing Valorant.
For the few games that I played, toxic.
Yeah, but that doesn't. It shouldn't be on your list. You were never actively wanting to play it. We had to force you every time.
Yeah, we never got on the list. Toxic. Call of Duty's whatever. Like it's the same shit. It's not getting any better. Warzone's definitely off my list because I don't even know what's happening in Warzone. Apex, they put out a new hero. Just makes me want to play Titanfall more than I want to play Apex. It's a new character who's from Titanfall 2. They got a new map. We've got some expanding lore. They're doing some good stuff. It's currently the most popular shooter. Well, at least it was last week. I don't know if it will be once Battlefield comes out, but it has been the number one shooter on Twitch for views and stuff like that. Of course, the new hero came out, super overpowered. Everyone wants it nerfed immediately. Just respawn things. And then obviously, I think Battlefield coming out, I think that's the good happy medium where hardcore people will go in there and they will kill 40 people. And casual people will go in there and kill 3 people, and they'll both have a great time. And I think that's a good balance for a game, because I think a lot of people kind of forget that playing games is meant to be about having fun. So there was a point where I was just driving around in a smart car that I found on the street and reviving my teammates every time they died at a different point. But for some reason, no one was shooting me because I was in a smart car, and I was just having a ball. I was definitely the bottom of the ladder in terms of score, but I had so much fun. So check out Battlefield. It's a solid game. And yeah, there's a few really good games coming out. I know the Force is out. There's a lot of people playing Forza at the moment. And I don't know what the deal is. I'm going to look into it, but there's some little trick where people can do automatic races. Like you can put track assist, steering assist, brake assist, acceleration assist on, and then they just put a rubber band around their control pad, and then they just cars win races and generate money for themselves. You're seeing a lot of that going around on Twitter and stuff like that. That's kind of weird.
It's sad when people use accessibility options to cheat.
It's kind of weird.
Those options are there for people who otherwise couldn't play the game.
Yeah. The game looks amazing. I don't think you really get anything out of just doing auto races anyway. I just thought that was the weird thing that's the thing I keep seeing, where I would have thought I'd be seeing like sick skill shit, driving and hot cars and stuff. But I've been seeing the other stuff instead. Haven't played it yet. Looking forward to playing it eventually. I got the Forza controller coming, so I'm gonna use that when I get that. And then it's not long till Pokemon. So that's like end of the month. There is, for those who are diehard Pokemon fans, probably a safe time to not look for Pokemon news, because apparently people have the games already. So they're leaking everything. And apparently there's quite a few extra stuff that Nintendo chucked into the game to be excited about. And yeah, people were just putting entire recordings of them beating gym battles and stuff like that. So
yeah. I'm key. Like, people have found though that there's just a flag on the account on the game basically that lets you dictate which version it is. So people have actually started going like Pearl, and then they switch themselves to Diamond.
In terms of the actual,
actual game.
Well, we're getting both versions anyway. So
yeah, so are we.
Apparently, that's hard to pre-order at the moment in the version that we got.
Oh well, we're getting it. I know that we're gonna stream a heap of it on day one. I think Jelly's like, hey, you want to Nuzlocke it? I'm like, nah, I think we'll just enjoy the game the first time.
Yeah, I think so.
Because Nuzlocking is something else.
It's a whole challenge in its own.
Well, I've never played Diamond and Pearl, so this is the first for me. So.
No, I'm in the same boat. I skipped the entire DS franchise. I was just like, yeah.
I actually did have a DS at the time, but I was going through like a phase where I was playing everything but what was popular. So I was playing all the really unpopular, niche, weird games. So I didn't really play it too much. But I remember what little I did play, I really liked. There was like a mining mechanic or something like that I enjoyed. I
don't remember that. Honestly, it's all going to be completely new to me, and I'm fine with that. And it's like when I played the remake of Link's Awakening. I've never played that game. I had nothing to do with it. And that game blew me away of how good that was for a top-down Zelda game. And that was just because I had no idea what was going on. It was great.
Speaking of Diamond and Pearl, that's actually released next Friday.
Correct. Not long at all. So lots of games to play in a very short time. I actually went through and brought replicas of yellow, red, blue, gold, and silver, like the actual OG Game Boys games, just so I could have them, because I don't know when my copies are or anything. And I don't want to, I just want a physical copy. Yeah. And it looks good. Now I kind of want to buy, and you can get like remodeled Game Boy Pockets with like a colored screen that's backlit, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I kind of want to get one of those and just play Pokemon and then hide in the world.
Why you want to hide? I live here too.
Because Pokemon.
You basically hide already. The house is small enough.
What do you mean?
You hide.
What do you mean?
Chippo's here. He finds me.
Quarter. Well, Chippo's different. Chippo's different.
Chippo's out staring out into the sunset.
Chippo's having an existential crisis because we ignore him because we're recording a podcast. So
I mean, he has a crisis every day. It only gets worse. So, but yeah, so Pokemon. So probably by the time the next podcast we record, we'll be playing Pokemon.
It's going to be all about Pokemon.
Next minute we announce we're having a week off.
No, what I will say is we've probably only got a couple more episodes for this year, because we are going to take a break over Christmas. Probably one more normal episode, and I'm feeling that we'll probably do a special episode to wrap up the year. It's kind of tradition for a lot of podcasts to do like an awards show. Give out your game of the year, movie of the year.
Sounds like a great idea. Can we give like episodes and like lines and jokes of the year? Because like there's been so much bullshit in this podcast.
If you want, yeah, but that's probably not next week. That'll probably be a little while away. Next week will be a normal episode, because it's not Christmas yet, as much as the shops would try to make you believe it is. God damn it!
Yeah, as much as the shops try and say so.
So I'm like, walked past the other day, and he's like, "Here's wrapping paper." I'm like, for what?
I walked into my work today, and there's a Christmas tree, and I'm like, take it down.
Soon
It's not December!
Ilati will be grumbling because I'll be telling him to go and get the Christmas tree out of the storage cage.
No, this is okay. All right, and I'm aware we're low on time, but I just want to make this 110,000% clear, okay? Me, Ilati, will get you Christmas tree, you, Shelby, and you can have it, and we can have it in the house, but it is your problem.
What do you mean?
Because Chip is going to destroy that tree
told you
every 3 seconds. It's going to be on the floor. It's going to be ripped up. He's going to be eating plastic, and he's going to be shitting pine cones. All right?
Don't make this like I was the only one. Okay, I said we probably shouldn't get a tree this year because.
And I said, you monster, you have to get a tree for the cat because he needs something to destroy.
That doesn't mean we should just give it to him. We can give him something else. We don't need to give him a Christmas tree.
You want a tree? He just said yes. 2 trees.
No, he doesn't speak English.
He does in the Pikachu movie.
Yes, will you be giving your cat a tree? Will your cat Sid get a tree? Is he going to get a tree?
Yeah. Hell no. We're going to get him a very special treat because he's turned 1 a couple of weeks ago.
It's nearly Chip's birthday too.
Yeah, so I've got to get him a very special treat.
Chip birthday stream.
Chip birthday stream? How does that work?
We buy him presents and he can have them play with them.
We already had a Chip stream.
Now a birthday stream.
Oh my god.
Well, it's always you knew there was going to be all about the cat.
Did I know about the cat? I'm just going to drop a picture in the podcast chat here.
Chip's the reason I moved in with you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Only reason.
There you go. Yeah. Have a look at podcast chat there. All right, this is his new favorite game. It's called Topple the Scratching Pole. He now runs out into the balcony and he does a Tarzan swing onto the scratching pole, which always topples it over, and then he just jumps all over it while it's on the side.
He's gonna hurt himself. You need to stop him from doing that. I had to give him a stern.
Coincidentally, and if anyone by any sheer chance knows where I live and here's this podcast, don't tell anyone. But coincidentally, we got this weird message from our building management, whatever you want to call it.
Newsletter. It wasn't like we were being singled out.
No, but it also said don't let your cats go out in the balcony. But I stand by the fact that sometimes when he has his little tantrum, because I'll kick him off the desk and he'll go down to the front door of the apartment and scream like he's being murdered. And I'm sure that it's only a matter of time before someone makes the call and they're like, hey.
There's literally 2 dogs on our floor that bark whenever you go to the
There was some bulldogs that moved into the house today.
Fuck yeah. Also, there's going to be more. And also the girl that lives next door to us has a long dog.
Yeah, well, we have a long cat.
I like long dog.
Long cat. Anyway, so, just got to keep that cat under control. God damn. All right, well...
You brought him home from a crack den, anyway.
You moved in here. Yeah, you got to look after it, particularly with Christmas trees. Anyway, so it's about time to wrap up this podcast. Hey, look, if you liked Shelby on wine, I'm happy to feed her wine before each podcast if you want. If you want Shelby's top 10 hot or nuts, you must comment. If no one comments, then she doesn't get to talk about it.
I'll do it anyway.
No. Them's the rules.
You're the rules.
But let's wrap things up. Let's give ourselves a plug. Obviously, let's start with Jess. Jess, you're not really streaming at the moment, but you are doing a lot of 5M things still.
No, I'm just our 5M thingies. If you need me, I'm on Discord. TechJess, #5555.
That's join the ZLB Discord at discord.gg/ZombiesLvBacon and you can find Jess in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Shelby's probably going to come back to streaming eventually.
Well, you keep telling me I should because you're just trying to pimp me out at this point. You can find me at shellbunny.com and all of my goodies are there.
Lots of goodies coming soon. Body pillows. Don't ask any further questions. And also, obviously, follow ZLB Podcast on Twitter, and you know where to find me. If you're listening to this podcast, you're probably already sick of me. Anyway, thanks Belgium for listening. We're just going to continue to shout out Belgium. Belgium, if you continue to be one of our best listeners, we're going to all move to Belgium. It's true. I don't know if the other two knew that, but it's happening.
Give me chocolate. Belgium
give me beer. So
okay, that works.
But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, and make sure you do subscribe. We are on all the major podcast things, the Amazons, the Apples, and the Spotifys. even the YouTubes. And if you want to check out, I did put up some Battlefield gameplay from that preview game, including the Riot Shield. So if you check out on the YouTube channel, same place that we put this on YouTube, you can check that out as well. And otherwise, thanks for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.